Hi from Knitwear by Helen. Today I'm going to knit a basic fingerless glove. I'm just going to put some photographs down of different edgings, but these are explained in my pattern that I have for sale on Ravelry. I'm going to demonstrate size small today. This is my main pattern. And first of all, I have cast on with waste yarn using the method I describe in an earlier video, casting on with the ribber comb on a single bed. You can see that in an earlier video. It's set up as a 1x1 and I'm doing size small, which is 32 stitches left hand side, 32 stitches right hand side. My first instruction is tension 5 and I knit 5 rows. I then bring all stitches into working position, tension 9 and knit 1 row. Then we go to tension 6 and we knit another 5 rows. Take the tension dial back to tension 9 and make a hem. I will start off using a 1-stitch transfer tool. But if you have one of these, a 7-stitch transfer tool, you can pick up more stitches in one go just to make it a little bit quicker, and it's really useful for knitting this particular fingerless glove. Pull all the needles to holding position to knit the first row to make sure they all knit out off the needles correctly. Knit 1 row. Now my row counter, if you follow the pattern, will be at row counter 7. My tension dial, main tension 7. And I'm going to knit to row counter 20. I'm going to decrease 1 stitch left hand side, move the 2 outside stitches in one place, and I'm also going to decrease on the third stitch onto the second stitch on the right hand side. I then move these stitches in. If you don't want to do this bit of cuff shaping, you can start the glove off with 4 stitches less and knit straight to row counter 54. But I like to add a little bit of shaping as it's quite a tailored glove. We work it off centre so that your side seam does not come right on the centre of the hand. It will come round your hand slightly so that the seam isn't right there. I next knit to row counter 30. And repeat the decreasing so that I have 60 stitches. It's a very subtle shaping. I next knit to row counter 54, where I will begin my thumb shaping. Row counter 54. I'm now going to leave the 5 stitches at the centre, which is going to be the base of my thumb, so I need to increase each side. So I'm going to move the stitches on the left hand side out 1 space until I get to one stitch empty. So 1 stitch on the left hand side of 0, and then I'm going to move stitches out on the right hand side. To needle 5, so needle 6 has been taken out of work, needle 1 at the left hand side has been taken out of work. I now fill those needles with the hills of needle 5 and 1 on the right hand side onto the left hand stitch. Knit another 4 stitches. I'm now going to move the needles out again. The same amount of stitches. So now needle 2 does not have a stitch on the left hand side. Repeat with the same amount on the right. Now needle 7 is empty and we have 7 stitches for our thumb. Pick up the heel of the stitch, needle 1 and needle 6 onto the empty needles. And we're going to repeat this method until row counter 78, where we will have 19 stitches that have been picked up for the thumb shaping. That was clever of me, dropping a stitch. I'll just re-knit that one. That's not right. For some reason I went one too far there. Just move those back in. Right, fill with the hills each side. And knit away. the last increase at the centre. I've now increased to 7 stitches on the left hand side of the centre. My last increase, so we have 37 stitches, and we have shaped our thumb, so the base of our thumb. Knit 2 rows. Now I'm going to, this is a slightly different method to my pattern. I'm going to knit the thumb off first, so I'm going to leave 7 stitches in work on the left hand side of nought and 12 stitches at centre. I'm going to break my yarn here, and I'm going to take these side stitches off onto a garter bar. If you don't have a garter bar, you can take them off onto waste yarn. If you're a beginner with a garter bar, I suggest you use the steadying, I'm not sure quite what you call it, to keep the stitches in position. I've closed the latches, and I'm going to pull all the stitches except the 7 at the centre, and push these stitches right out of work. Make sure you push the stitches back well on the garter bar, and I'm going to hang it on my sinker post. So you hang it and you make sure it comes down right out of work. I'm going to repeat on the other side. I've noticed my other garter bar is on the floor. Push the stitches back for the thumb. Push stitches well back on garter bar, or take them off onto waste yarn. Make sure the garter bar comes down, and I'm going to knit 4 rows on the thumb straight. Take off onto waste yarn. You now have completed your thumb, except it's edging at the top, but we'll do that in a later video. I'm now going to lift my small garter bar back into working position. And replace the stitches from my garter bar back onto these needles at the right hand side. Those two I don't need. I'm going to repeat for the left hand side. Make sure the needle latches are open, but here I'm going to make sure there's 2 stitches on needle 1 at the right hand side to help stop a hole at the base of your thumb shaping. The top of your thumb shaping. Right, I now knit 10 rows of stocking stitch. And once again, I'm going to remove onto waste yarn. And remove one machine. You've now completed your first glove without its edges for the thumb and the top of the hand. You've made a picot edging, which looks very attractive, and a basic glove. For the second glove, you would do exactly the same, but read right for left, so you will be doing your thumb shaping on the left hand side of the needle bed. Thanks for watching the first part of my fingerless glove.